All Might didn't win when Guy got punched through the chest. Well, have you ever watched or seen Naruto? These guys can do some crazy shit. So that's the first question answered. Question 2, you said Guy had the advantage of being trained since childhood, but All Might has been training since he was a kid as well. Not really. Maybe you missed it when we mentioned it in the episode, but All Might did not have a quirk as a kid. Like, he was quirkless. So Guy's been training since he popped out, basically. Like, because that's kind of...
Yeah, right out of delivery, he had to fight the doctor.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's kind of a theme in Naruto is that the previous generation was just kind of cruel. Like, they trained children to be assassins. Like, it's kind of brushed over because it's a fun, colorful cartoon, basically. But, like, there's a major theme, and it's definitely explored with Guy and Kakashi of the previous generations training children through kind of cruel... It's kind of a cruel society, and that's why Naruto is so important to it. Like, his positivity and willingness to accept everybody changes the Naruto world.
Sometimes I feel like I need to be harder on my children.
Send them into a forest to kill people?
Well, no, I mean, it's like you hear about all these stories about like, oh man, this person achieved like great things all because they were just so desperate for their parents' like approval.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I give that shit out for free, dude, like all the time. And I'm
They
just
don't even
like,
have to achieve a damn thing.
well, right. And then I'm just like, well, fuck, like
Every great story starts with terrible parents.
I know. I feel like I
to
should
be
be a
fair.
shittier dad for them.
It's
Okay, question number 3. Why did you scale Guy to Kakashi's speed when Kakashi has beaten him in a race before? Real quick, just because he lost in a race doesn't necessarily mean he isn't scalable. Also, the lightning feat was like pre-war arc. Kakashi's increased in power a lot since then, so it was kind of like almost a low ball for Kakashi at that point. Question 4, there's not a lot. This was a pretty straightforward episode. Why did you nerf Guy by scaling his maximum power to base Naruto? See, I've seen people asking this. I'm like, I feel like maybe some people, when watching this episode, kind of might have missed some information that we said in the recap or in the conclusion because we didn't.
like they just watched the fight or something.
Maybe they just watched the fight, stop it,
Wild.
fight and go, why did you do that?
Or also, it's a lot of information, so sometimes
Yeah.
people can miss something.
That's fair. I mean,
Watch
we
it twice.
Death
and
Battle.
we'll double our viewership. My God.
There you go.
Every episode twice.
Death Battle is kind of a weird conundrum where it's like we gotta give all this information, that some people really want to know, but we also gotta make sure that the people who don't really want to be bogged down by all the numbers and stuff also enjoy themselves. So that's why we have those tabs coming in. They're really helpful. But we didn't scale his maximum power to base Naruto. We used that as a comparison, as sort of an in-between. Like, obviously, if base Naruto could beat All Might, then Guy could as well. Like, because Guy in his final forms and stuff is obviously stronger than base Naruto because of the comparison to Madara and whatnot. We're not going to scale Guy directly to Madara because Madara is a whole other beast, especially Ten Tails Madara is a whole other beast in and of himself. I feel like that would. All right, if Guy needed the 8th gate to kill All Might and died right after, then shouldn't this be a draw? You've had draws before, after all. This is probably the question I've seen the most.
No, because he still won and then died. Like, it's like, that's like being like, they both finished the race, so isn't it a draw? It's like, no, the person that finished the race first.
Yeah, I mean,
But then they fell over dead.
Well,
yeah, but like,
they finished, they got across the finish line first.
Right. Like, if 2 people finish a race and they both drop over dead right afterwards, but one of them finished right before the other, like, that person
Still
won.
the winner.
Guy still does the killing move. He still has the final say. He wins.
And it would make the award ceremony really awkward.
Like,
So like,
Weekends
shit,
at
so like, do we
Just
put
hold
the
him
medal on him? Like,
But it should also be noted that, like,
just laying on.
maybe I suppose we could have been more blunt about this in the recap, but like I feel like it wasn't necessary. Guy doesn't need. We never said that Guy needs the 8th gate to win, and the power difference between them is so vast. Like, he should be able to win with the 7th or 6th or 5th. Like,
But it wouldn't be as fucking sweet if we didn't do that.
We're not gonna like.
We're also trying to make
Guy's
sweet fights.
episode.
Yeah.
This is Guy and All Might's episode. We're not gonna not have them use their best attacks in the episode.
yeah.
Like that would be so lame if Guy ends up killing All
Like,
Might at fourth gate and he's like, well, that's all I needed to do, and he walks away.
If we did like a Goku fight with somebody not super strong, and he was like, didn't go Super Saiyan, it would be fucking lame. Like, why would we do that? Like,
That would be really frustrating.
yeah, why? What? No.
Yeah.
Dude, but that said, oh man, when he uses United States of Smash, I got so fucking hyped. Like, that's why he's like, United? I was like, yeah, here it comes. Like, you know.
Exactly.
oh.
And the point that we've had draws before, I mean, technically yes, but if you go back and look at our draws, they're more so like planned draws, like they're gag battles. I don't know if we've ever actually had a draw that was like a serious
Well,
comparison.
I mean, even though it was dumb and ridiculous, like Deadpool Pinkie Pie, like straight up, like when we were talking about that, the reason we came to that conclusion because we were like, Deadpool been in Death Battle before, so he would have knowledge of this whole thing and all that stuff, and also like Pinkie Pie just would want to fucking hang out and party, like, and so they she can also break the fourth wall, so that kind of eliminates that we make them fucking kill each other no matter what thing, because then they can have they're aware of that.
but
so
that's
it was like
they are intentionally breaking the rules, and so a draw becomes viable.
Right, and so we literally were just like, what would, like, the most likely scenario is they would realize what was happening and tell us to fuck off. Like, and so that's what we did. And it's so funny because, like, we didn't plan that initially. That was, like, literally came from the analysis of the characters. But
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, like that was an episode that certainly evolved as it went on into something even crazier than we initially expected.
Yep.
The greatest example of that, which I guess could be considered a draw, would be way back in season 1, Eggman versus Dr. Wily, where Metal Sonic
Metal Sonic
wins.
that's still one of my favorite debates that we had.
And we've talked a bit about how like seasons 1 and 2 do have different rule sets than seasons 3 and onward. So the draws and stuff back then might be because of slightly different reasons than they would be nowadays. But either way, like we don't go into a fight intending to create a draw. And in fact, I will do everything I can to not have a fight end in a draw because it's wussing out. Like that's not what the show is about. Like the show is about figuring out who would win.
Right.
And if us determining that it would be a draw, unless there's a very solid 100% reason why it should be a draw, seems like it's going against the point of the show.
Right. But still.
And then the last question is, what's